welcome back to Home with Kimberly. I am so glad you're here today. This is going to be the first video in a series of Christmas in July videos. And today we are going to do a hot pepper jam recipe that I'm very excited to try out. I think it'll go great on all sorts of meats and just kind of to pair with something savory. So I have my red shirt on, as you can see. I'm trying to be Christmassy, but I realized as I was looking through my aprons that I do not have a Christmas apron, which I don't see how that's possible. So Mama, if you're watching this video, yes, I need a new apron. So we're going to get started without further ado. I'm going to bring you in close so we can see what we're working with here, and let's get going on canning, water bath canning our peppered Christmas jam. Okay, so our ingredients for this, it's a cranberry pepper jam. So cranberries, and I decided on a whim that I wanted to try this recipe. I've always wanted to do like a cranberry pepper jam, but I've never done it. So I'm like, oh, that'll be perfect for Christmas in July recipe. Not even thinking about the fact that cranberries are not currently in season. I didn't even have any on hand. So after much searching around, I was about to give up and just do something else. I called one last little store in our area. It's like a little co-op. It's all like organic, healthy food, and they had these in the freezer section. Thank God. So I've got cranberries enough for 1.5 cups. We need about 1.5 cups worth of red bell pepper. We need 2 serrano peppers, 2 jalapeno peppers, and then of course we've got lots and lots of sugar. And this recipe calls for Pomona's Universal Pectin with calcium water. Supposedly it's supposed to be something better than your normal pectin, which I'm sure it is, but I don't have that on hand. So I just have a package of regular pectin that I will be using with this jam. So I have my bottles already washed. My jars are washed and ready. They're soaking in hot water. I washed my lids. And I've got my water bath canner just coming up to temperature because this is all going to be packed. It's going to be a hot pack, so I need my jars to be hot and I need my water bath canner to be hot. So let's get started on this recipe. So I think we'll start. I really wish I had gloves, but I don't. So I'm going to start chopping these red peppers up. And we want these finely chopped. And this jam, these colors are going to be so beautiful. It's got all the Christmas colors and the Christmas flavors with the cranberry especially. I just think this is going to be so delicious on, especially like poultry. I mean, there's a lot of different meats you could put this on, but I'm sure there are a lot of other things you could do besides just meat. But that's the main reason why I'm excited about this.
Everyone knows that Christmas should be white. Bing Crosby got that right. Oh, but I'm in Copacabana, for Santa, but I'm getting on a plane, a boat, or a train. I'm setting a new course, bearing straight due north. Santa, hold on. Santa, hold on. I'm not gonna leave you hanging by yourself.
Okay, so I have all of this chopped, and doesn't it look beautiful? All the red and green, it's so Christmassy. So I just did a fine dice on the red peppers. Tried to mince the peppers, and then it called for a rough chop on the cranberries, which honestly I should have maybe thrown them into my little food processor, because that took a while. I had cranberries rolling all over the place. But we have it all done, and now we need to combine all of this along with 2 cups of vinegar. I don't think I told you that when I was telling you the original recipe, but I actually just noticed it. Combine all of this in a saucepan with the 2 cups of just the regular white vinegar. And we're going to bring that over to a boil over high heat. So let's get this all in our pot. Okay, so we're going to get our red pepper in here. And let's see if I can get everything else in here without making a huge mess. Alright, just a little mess, not a huge mess. And then we will add our 2 cups of white vinegar. And I'm going to turn this on medium-high. And this needs to come up to a boil. Let me give this just a quick stir. Doesn't that look so pretty? Look at those colors. It already looks so Christmassy already. I love it. This is going to smell and taste so good. So I'm going to put the lid on this and let this come up to a high boil, and then I'll bring you back once we're to that point. Okay, you guys, so our mixture is at a boil. This did not take long at all. And the instructions say to add the calcium water and sugar pectin mixture, but I am not using calcium water or the special pectin. So it says when the sugar and pectin have dissolved, then you're going to add your remaining cups of sugar. So I think what I need to do, I hope what I need to do, I'm going to add in my regular pectin, give this a stir. And I think what I need to do is let this come back up to a boil, which will not take long. And then I need to start adding in my sugar, and this recipe calls for 6 cups of sugar. So I'm going to have that here ready to go. So this is at a good boil again, so I'm going to start adding in my sugar 1 cup at a time. There's 5, and there's 6, and get some good quality measuring cups because mine just snapped. Alright, so now we need to give this a good stir and get this all incorporated in here. So we're going to bring this back to a rolling boil. So we want to bring it back to, even while we stir it, we want to bring it to a boil that we can't stir down. And once we do that, we're going to allow it to boil for 1 more minute. Then we're going to remove it from heat and start getting it into our jars. This looks really good, really beautiful. Whew. Got some of that spice in my nose. I think, oh man, with the cranberries and the hot peppers, I think it's going to be a lovely combination. Doesn't this look gorgeous? And this would make perfect Christmas gifts. So I'm just going to keep stirring this along. I'm waiting for this to come back up to a boil that I can't stir down. Then I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute after that. And once I do that, I'm going to take it off the heat, and I will bring you back as we are starting to ladle this into our jars. Alright, you guys, this is our beautiful mixture, and I am already regretting not buying another bag of cranberries and doubling this recipe. I know this is going to be so good. So we are going to start bottling this up. Now, I did stir this the whole time. Make sure that you do stir the whole time while it's boiling like that, especially that last minute, because you don't want it to stick on the bottom. And it said you could have added in a tablespoon of butter to keep the foam down. A lot of times with jams, when you're making them, it gets really foamy. And if you just throw in a tablespoon of butter, it helps to keep the foam off of there. But this doesn't really have any foam, which is great. So now I'm just going to start getting this into the jars. Okay, so this recipe says, let me pull this, it says it makes approximately 3.5 pints. I really wanted, honestly, I wanted to do these, I kind of wanted to do these in half pints, but then I thought, well, the 3/4 pints, which is what this is, would be really good. Well, I only have 2 3/4 pints left, so I've got 2 3/4 pints and 2 pint jars out here, so we'll see what we get. If I need to pull out a 1/4 pint, I will. But these jars have been sitting in hot water. They've been washed because we're putting hot liquid into it, so we don't want our jars to crack. So I am now going to start ladling this in. Let me get that out of your way so you can see. Can you see that? Oh, it's so pretty. Gorgeous. And we're doing a jelly, so we can do this up to the 1/4 inch headspace. And that one is full. Look at that. You can see some of the green in there. I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera. It's so beautiful. So, so pretty. So now I've got a little bowl of vinegar water, or just vinegar, over here. Actually, I'm going to take my little debubbler and go through. I really don't know that I need to do that because this is so liquidy, but just for good measure, we'll do it. And then I'm going to take my vinegar and go all around the rim so that nothing interferes with my seal. Get that cleaned off. Get my lid on, fingertip tight, and where? Forgot to get my jar grabber out here. This first one is ready. Oh my gosh. So as I said before, I've got my canner. The water is hot, very hot. So it's not quite boiling, it's just kind of simmering there, but we've got everything hot so we don't, hopefully will not have any kind of breakage. I'm just going to grab another jar from over here so I can set this in there for now. And we will ladle into the next jar. Get that out of your way so you can see. This is so beautiful. That rich red color. Doesn't it just remind you of Christmas? It does. Makes me happy. Okay. Just give that a little whoosh. Clean off the rim of our jar. Put our lids. Ready to go. Into the hot tub. And next, set this over here. Actually, I think I'm going to have to get another jar or two ready. So I think I've certainly got more than a pint left in here, which is awesome. Let me get my other jar out. Wipe the rim. And we will put that one in. Beautiful. Last one, maybe. I think we might have enough left for a little 1/4 pint, which would be perfect for gift giving. So let me finish up with this one, and I'm gonna go get a 1/4 pint. Okay, you guys, so I usually wash up a little extra than what I think I might need for this very reason, because it's always a little bit aggravating to stop in the middle of what you're doing to wash up another jar because you didn't quite have enough. So I had enough. There's just a tad little bit down in there. I'm going to taste that in a minute. I had just enough here for a little 1/4 pint. So let's get this guy ready to go. And there we are, into the hot tub. Okay, so everybody's in my water bath canner here, and you need to have everything covered 1 inch to 2 inches. So when this comes up to a rolling boil, for my altitude, I need to process these for 10 minutes, which is great. It's simple, quick little canning session here. So as soon as it comes up to a steady boil, I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, you guys, our jam is done, and I turned it off and let it sit maybe 5 or 10 minutes with the lid kind of askew, and then I took the lid off and let it sit another 5 minutes. So now I'm going to pull these out. And isn't that gorgeous? It is so pretty. Oh my gosh, it just reminds me of Christmas. So beautiful. This one, and grab my little 1/2 pint. Oh, there goes one. Love that ping. I think 2 of them just sealed. 3. Awesome. So there is my beautiful peppered cranberry jam. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And we're gonna taste test what was left. So here's a spoonful that was left in here, and let's see how this is. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, you guys. Yes, do you want some too? You guys, it is the perfect amount of heat. You get the cranberry, but it's not overpowering, and then you get that back heat from the peppers, and it's just enough. It is just enough. Oh my gosh, that would be, I would serve that on the side with my Thanksgiving turkey or Christmas turkey. But I'm thinking even putting this on some chicken wings. Oh my goodness. I might have to do that and bring you back for a video on that. This turned out delicious, you guys. I am so pleased with how this turned out. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, the first one in the series in my Christmas in July series. So you guys, it was the very first in my Christmas in July series. Whoever came up with Christmas in July, I don't know, but they're genius because I love Christmas. And I'm so happy I tried this recipe. It is so good. I hope you guys will give this a try. Jellies, jams are the perfect thing to start out with too. If you're a beginner to canning and you've never canned before, definitely start out with a jelly or jam, and this recipe couldn't have been easier. So thank you so much for coming with me today as I canned up this delicious cranberry pepper jelly, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!